Hello friends, my name is Ashok Sen Gupta, working as an assistant professor in School of Management Science at Lucknow. So finally we reach to the end of the subject, and this is the last topic in our subject project management, lecture number 36, unit 5th. This topic belongs to project termination. Since the start of this subject, we discussed the various aspects of project. We discussed the things which are related to project like budgeting, costing, risk involved in the project, information, generation of idea generation, project planning, etc. But there are various other causes which affect the termination of project, due to which the project can terminate it. A project can terminate it by various factors as discussed, and it is a huge capital loss for any kind of organization, either it is a social project, cost project, or is a cause of project for capital generation, capital involvement, for private equities or by government. So, let us discuss the topic project terminations. Project are a means by which organization strategy is implemented and may often have social, economic and environmental impact that far outlast the project themselves. Yet project by definition are time bounded and must terminated. Indeed, the substantive project of a project to attain the objective and close the project. It is certainly a finish well, but nobody knows, nobody remember the effective startup, but everyone remember the effective project terminations. इसका मतलब ये है कि प्रोजेक्ट कब स्टार्ट हुआ, कब अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट हुआ, सारे प्रोजेक्ट को खत्म होना होता है, ऑल प्रोजेक्ट हैव टू फिनिश. देयर इज अ टाइम बीइंग, देयर इज अ टाइम फैक्टर, स्टार्ट होगा तो प्रोजेक्ट खत्म होगा. बट एनी प्रोजेक्ट finish well, nobody remember, but if project terminated, each and every will talk about that. अरे वो प्रोजेक्ट शुरू किया था उन्होंने बंद कर दिया, वो प्रोजेक्ट शुरू किया था वो फेल हो गया, उसके प्रोजेक्ट मत जाइए, वो प्रोजेक्ट बेकार है, बंद हो गया, तो नहीं चल पाए. देयर आर डिफरेंट सर्कमस्टेंसेस, सीक्वेंसेस behind that. Certain projects are required to finish before target termination to remain competitive and to get faster return on investment. On the other hand, many projects abort midstream for both volition and involuntary reasons. For volition, in motive, the business need for the project may no longer exists, and continues the project will only produce a white elephant. While with little consequences of fit and organization strategies. Certain projects are finished, कोई टाइम पे खत्म होता है, कोई पहले खत्म हो जाता है, कोई बाद में कुछ प्रोजेक्ट को खत्म करा जाता है, रोक दिया जाता है और टाइम पे खत्म नहीं हो पाता, टाइम पे खत्म नहीं हो पाता बिकॉज ऑफ द वेरियस circumstances, because of strategies, because of failure of financial problems, because of different issues. I give you a example which I watched 2 days back regarding, it is a I quote that it is from YouTube video, and it is related to a project, a hotel in North Korea. This hotel was initiated in 1986. It is the world highest. It was projected that it was the world highest hotel in height, according to height, and having the 3000 rooms. But till date this project has not completed. There are various reasons. If you see the video YouTube, you can find that the reasons, but if we are teaching here the project management, so it is also a project, and this project has failed, terminated. This is huge financial loss, capital loss. Legal problems and environmental concern may arise as necessary the dilution of the project to avoid severe penalties and exceed the benefit of project. In some time project have terminated because we find that government or any bodies, legal bodies impose a heavy fine if we initiate the project. So, better to stop the project. One of the delay in the project is our Tehri Dam. Tehri Dam project, we all know Tehri Galwar districts, and there is a Tehri Dam. It is one of the biggest dam in India and one of the biggest dam in Asia also. This dam was faced lot of criticism, lot of people oppose this project, and because of this it delayed. Finally, it is working, but it is delayed by decades. So, it is not necessary each and every project completed on time or finished. It may be terminated. On the obvious, involuntary failure of the project may occur due to the insufficient financial support also. पैसा नहीं है, गवर्नमेंट ने पैसा नहीं दिया, कोई प्रोजेक्ट्स. Sometimes it happened with the NGOs when they start any project, and due to non availability of fund, financial support, they have to stop the projects. Sometimes lack of leadership, lack of planning also force the project to terminate. It is also possible to terminate a project that have not attained all the objectives. Such projects have inflexible deadline, such as widely advertised conference date, whether the preparation and fine details of such project is completed or not. The project has terminated due to date. This seems to be common where we deliverables is services. In services sector, it is common. Yet not all projects are terminated for convention sense. There are four fundamental different way to terminate a project. There are four fundamental different way to terminate projects. First, termination by extinctions. The project may be stopped because it has either success or not successful. We terminate the project because the management is in dilemma. सक्सेस होगा या नहीं होगा, सक्सेस होगा या नहीं होगा, ज़रूरी नहीं है सक्सेस हो, इट्स कैन बी अनसक्सेसफुल. सो मैनेजमेंट not able to decide to continue the project only because they have a question on that either we success or not. Termination by addition. This is where a project is made more or less more or less an external but full fledged addition to the parent organization. For example, a new department in an university would be built for extension of university facility to operate with substantial independence from other segment of the institutions. So, if you build a new department, if we build a new department and maybe possible a new, we add new course in our institution. For that we establish a department and infrastructure, all this thing. But finally, what happened? There is no admission in that or we not get the legal approval from the department, from the government to start that subject. So, we have to terminate that one. Termination by integration. This is the most common way of dealing with successful project, and the most complex. The output of project become part and parcel of operation system of the parent or client, becoming enable in day to day operation, become enable in day to day operations. So, this is the most common way where projects are terminated due to the operational factors. Termination by starvation. As the term, the financial, human and material resource need to be executed for the project and are curtailed or withheld. The company efficient dead or merge the minimum the life support of the legal reasons. If we cut down the cost of the project, if we cut down the financial support of the project, then it can be terminated, it can be dead, it can be affected. If company cut down the manpower to reduce the cost, it may possible that it not able to continue the project for future time. It can be not continue for and take more time to complete. It will take more time to, because we do not have a efficient, we do not have a proper labor, we do not have a proper human resource, and if we not able to complete that project long time, then it involve more and more cost, and one day management will decide to terminate that project because it incurs more cost as we planned. Similarly, material resources, in some projects are failed because they do not get the proper raw material or for any kind of manufacturing. These materials are banned by the government to import, or these products are banned by the government to export. So, when there is involvement of this kind of thing, like a legal environment or a governmental environment, then we have to stop the project, we have to terminate the project. Factor causing termination delay. So, first factor is strategic factor. We studied in strategic management that where company must have vision, missions, objective, goals, planning, internal assessment or external assessment. There are different tools like TOWS analysis, SWOT analysis, PEST analysis, ESOP analysis, BCG matrix and other matrices. These are tools which we use in strategic decision making, and due to lack of proper strategic decision making, sometime it reflect as a termination of project or delete. We are not able to get the result, we not analyze the things, we not able to analyze the external factors, and when we started the project we find that we are lacking in various activities, various tasks. So, so at that time we discontinue that. We discontinue that. We not able to take example of any company started in new business in pharmaceutical and prepare a budget plan and all these things, manufacturing of any medicine, but without taking care of the other giants which are already available in the market, having a good reputation, goodwill, product line, they can. So, we ignore that and start, and finally if we feel that we are not able to compete, that time we have to stop the project. Financial factors. Financial factors is a very important factor which is the most common factor for the termination of project. Sometime we have prepared all the things, planning all the things, but not having the budget, not giving the funding from the banks, and with own fund, with my own fund we are not able to start the project, we have to terminate that. In some cases we not able to show the proper document to the bank, like take example in project finance, we need to show the proper progress report to the bank, then they give the next installment. But if a company fail to do that, see for example, a company having a project finance for to build a 25-story building. So, all the fund not disbursed by the bank at initial time, they will disburse with the various stages, but it is the duty of the company to provide them document and proof of completion of the certain work and get the disbursement. But company failed on that, company not able to provide them proof that we have already completed that stage, second story, third story, now need a fund for the final stories or other things. That time bank hold that fund, branch hold that fund, and by holding that fund it delay in the project, sometime it take long time, and and when we get the fund, due to the inflation cost, due to inflation factors, our cost will incur high. Therefore, the project will delayed or terminated. Behavioral factor. Behavior is a human behavior, related to the human behavior. What and project manager think about that? How optimistic, how pessimistic about the management? How we understand the behavior of, like if we talk about the behavioral finance, if we talk about we talk about the project of going to launch IPO, it is also a project, and we are not able to understand the behavior of the investors. If we are not able to understand the behavior of the investor and going for the IPO, it will be possible that we fail loss, our IPO will not subscribed fully. That what happened with the Paytm, and just opposite happened with the Zomato, booked in high profit and Paytm has not fully subscribed, and that fund will not generated by the Paytm through the equity, through the public, and will hamper their projects. Organization behavior. Fourth point, organization. As we know, organization is organization having a different hierarchy, having different role played by the people, organization have a good leader who give motivation to the people, the workers, their attitude toward the project, their attitude toward the project, their motivation toward the project. And last is culture. Culture means time, race, usage of the things, behavior of the people toward the things. Like in India, we don't have a we have a different culture as European culture. So project may be delayed if we impose a European, if we having some European company having some new idea, but we are not able to understand the Indian culture, what we need, what we want, then it will delayed in the project or termination of the project. Project termination process. A project is temporary endeavor, so it has a beginning and so as an end. It has seen that the phases of project life cycle called the project process group. Every process group has particular objective, but what is the aim of the project closure? Doesn't the project end after finishing the work and handling out the outcomes? During the last phase of the project life cycle, meaning of project closure, everything should be detailed in order to measure the project event, planning and outcome acquired to the customers. Project closure activities ensure the recording project documents, achieving the organization process assets, making final payment, release resource and complete the project. Every project teach lessons to the organization what is success or failure. First is confirm the work done by the requirement. So, when we going to complete the project, terminate the close the project, what is the work has done as per the requirement or not, we need to check on that. Complete procurement closure. Since the project is closed, we should complete an remaining payment as to the vendors, to the other parties, to the workers also. Gain a formal acceptance of the project and project deliveries to be taken from the customer. जिसको आप project दे रहे हैं उससे accept, हाँ मुझे project पसंद है, I need, मेरे हिसाब से बना है, मेरे हिसाब सब कुछ बना है, that is acceptance. Complete final performance report. We need to submit the final performance report. This include the cost performance, schedule performance, quality performance, etc. Index and archive record, all the records have to be submitted, all the record, final vision of the project manager, the plan and the necessary documents of the project completed records. Update lessons. Every project teaches lessons and lessons learned to collect and gather from all stakeholders. Lessons learned documentary stores in operation and companies. Handle of product. One of the project is completed, the product is of a project is handed over to the customer, hand over to the हम customer को प्रोजेक्ट दे देते, पूरी फाइल दे दी जाती है. जैसे L&T ने लखनऊ मेट्रो को पूरा प्रोजेक्ट फाइल दे दिया और सब कुछ प्रोजेक्ट खत्म, हैंड ओवर किया गया. नाउ इट इज ऑपरेटेड बाय द लखनऊ मेट्रो रेल ऑपरेशन. L&T ने उसको बनाया, पूरा प्रोजेक्ट खत्म हुआ, दैट इज हैंड ओवर द थिंग्स. रिलीजिंग द रिसोर्सेज. After the completion of the project, we release the resources. Resources are closed, lessons inputs of project are closed. सारे जो परमानेंट एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं वो अपने अपने हेड ऑफिस जहाँ जहाँ उनका वहाँ चले जाएंगे प्रोजेक्ट को छोड़कर. जो टेम्पररी हैं, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बेसिस हैं, उनका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट खत्म कर दिया जाता है. आपका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट खत्म हुआ बिकॉज प्रोजेक्ट हैज कंप्लीटेड, योर पेमेंट इज देयर, ऑल द ठेकेदार्स, ऑल द कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स हैव टू पे द पार्टी पेमेंट, ऑल कंप्लीटेड बिकॉज कस्टमर हैव नो रिलेशन विद देयर वेंडर ऑफ द कंपनी. लाइक L&T के साथ अगर किसी का टाई अप है या कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, उससे लखनऊ मेट्रो का मतलब नहीं है. We pay to the L&T and L&T have to pay to the vendors. Now before completion hand over the project, L&T have to complete it all the documentation and payment processes. So, dear friends, this topic belongs to the closure of the project or termination of project. Some projects are terminated, some are closed, and when closed we have to submit the documents. While ending this subject project management, I just give you one small very recap what we understand in project management. We understand that project management is a subject in which we can understand that how we can start a project, what are the idea generation, how is the process of idea generation, how from where we can generate the idea, how we can inculcate the various brainstorming work and get the idea to start a project, what are the sources of funding of the project, how we can make a budget, what are the various risk factors involved in the project, how we can collect the data, how we can maintain the task by PERT, by CPM, making the proper networking or scheduling of the task 1, 2 and 3. And finally, we find out the qualitative things from where we can collect the data, from we can analyze the things by Gantt chart, by EV, by PV and CV analysis, EVA analysis, and understand the requirement. We also requirement to fulfill the project closure procedure also. शुरू तो आपने कर दिया, पर you need to control the project and close it properly. So, I ending this topic here. Hope you understand all this my videos. Please watch my videos and it will helpful for you to understand the project management subject. Thank you for watching.